What if I told you 9 of the 10 winningest teams in NFL history have claimed a Super Bowl title, yet one of the league's best teams remains without a Lombardi Trophy? How did a franchise known for its winning ways fail to achieve the ultimate success in football? Buckle up as we explore the tragic ups and downs of the Minnesota Vikings, a team full of talent, heartbreak, and what-if moments that have left fans yearning for more. The Vikings have had their share of legendary players, memorable games, and heartbreaking losses, but despite all of this success, the elusive championship remains frustratingly out of reach. The story of the Vikings isn't just about wins and losses. It's filled with dramatic moments, iconic figures, and painful memories that have shaped a fan base deeply passionate about their team. Through the excitement of highlight reels, the agony of near misses, and the unwavering dedication of their supporters, the Vikings' narrative captures the essence of NFL football. So, how did this storied franchise become synonymous with so much promise, yet deliver so little in terms of that coveted title? The journey is both inspiring and heartbreaking, marked by incredible highs and gut-wrenching lows. Because in Minnesota, every game tells a story, deserving to be shared and remembered as fans continue to hold on to the hope of one day witnessing their team finally cross that finish line. The Vikings' early days. Founded in 1960, the Minnesota Vikings began as an expansion team in the NFL, tasked with establishing their identity while competing against formidable rivals. The team's first game was held against the Chicago Bears, where rookie quarterback Fran Tarkenton made a memorable debut. Coming off the bench, Tarkenton helped the Vikings secure a 37-13 victory, showcasing his potential and setting the stage for an exciting era in Minnesota football. Throughout the 1960s, the Vikings struggled to find consistent success, finishing with only one winning season in their first 5 years. Despite this rocky start, the team was steadily building a strong foundation. Their roster featured talents like Jim Marshall and Carl Eller, who would help shape the formidable defense known as the Purple People Eaters. Tarkenton's playing style was unique, with an emphasis on scrambling and improvisation, making him a fan favorite, even though he faced criticism from some coaches. In their early years, Minnesota fought hard to earn respect and establish themselves as a competitive force in the league. Their persistence eventually paid off, leading to a stronger performance in the 1970s. However, the lessons learned during this formative period shaped the future of the franchise and provided a glimpse of the accomplishments that lay ahead. While victory was elusive, the passion of the Vikings fan base grew ever stronger, leading them to cheer their beloved team on through every triumph and heartbreak. The early days of the Minnesota Vikings were marked by determination, growth, and the promise of future glory, laying the groundwork for the vibrant history that would follow. Struggles and triumphs. Despite an initial spark, the Vikings struggled during Tarkenton's early years, finishing only one season with a winning record in their first 5 years. However, this gave rise to a chemistry that defined the team's future as they bolstered their roster with budding stars, such as Jim Marshall and Carl Eller, who would become cornerstones of the franchise. The early 1970s brought significant changes, illuminated by the arrival of head coach Bud Grant, who instilled a culture of hard work and dedication. The Vikings finally found their footing, making impressive playoff runs, but each Super Bowl appearance ended in heartbreak. In 1970, they faced the Kansas City Chiefs, only to fall short 23-7. The following year, they met the Miami Dolphins and suffered a crushing defeat, losing 24-7. As the decade progressed, the team, mirroring its city's unyielding spirit, pushed through additional setbacks and heartbreak, yet consistently demonstrated resilience and an undying commitment to prevail. When they reached Super Bowl IX against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the anticipation was palpable as fans rallied behind them. However, once again, the Vikings succumbed to defeat, losing 16-6. This pattern continued throughout the 70s, with a staggering 4 Super Bowl appearances, yet no championship. Every loss ignited a fervent hope that the next season would yield the long-coveted title. The spirit of Minnesota fans remained unbroken, providing unwavering support during each pulse-pounding moment of struggle and triumph, characterizing the Vikings' journey as not just a sports saga, but a testament to perseverance and resilience. The 1970s Golden Era. The 1970s marked the defining golden era for the Minnesota Vikings, a time when they consistently battled for greatness and showcased tremendous talent on the field under the guidance of legendary coach Bud Grant. The decade began with a strong foundation, built on fierce defensive play, highlighted by the notorious Purple People Eaters, including Jim Marshall, Carl Eller, and Alan Page, who became the backbone of the franchise. In 1969, the Vikings made their first Super Bowl appearance, but heartbreak awaited them as they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, setting the tone for a tumultuous future. Throughout the 70s, the Vikings made 4 more Super Bowl appearances, showcasing their dominance in the NFC. They boasted an impressive roster of stars, including quarterback Fran Tarkenton, who, despite his remarkable skills, couldn't convert regular season success into the postseason glory the team craved. Each Super Bowl loss, particularly in '73 against the Miami Dolphins, '74 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and '76 against the Oakland Raiders, deepened a sense of frustration among fans as Minnesota continually fell short on football's biggest stage. The 1976 season was particularly significant, as the Vikings finished with a stunning 14-2 record. But alas, the Super Bowl eluded them once more, solidifying their legacy as a team of what could have been. Through it all, the Vikings remained a symbol of resilience, tenacity, and determination, capturing the hearts of fans and presenting a fierce image of what it meant to be a contender in the NFL. Although the Lombardi Trophy remained out of reach, the talent displayed during the 1970s forged a proud legacy that would shape the future of the Vikings and continue to resonate with fans for generations. The Herschel Walker trade. In 1989, the Minnesota Vikings made one of the most infamous trades in NFL history when they acquired superstar running back Herschel Walker from the Dallas Cowboys. This monumental trade involved the Vikings sending multiple players, along with several high draft picks, including first-round and second-round selections, to Dallas in exchange for Walker. At the time, this move was seen as a desperate attempt by the Vikings to secure their first Super Bowl title. The Vikings had been a competitive team in the late 1980s, but a championship eluded them. However, Walker's arrival was expected to provide the spark needed to elevate the team to new heights. Despite his incredible talent, Walker's impact in Minnesota was less than anticipated. He struggled to find his rhythm, producing underwhelming statistics compared to the expectations set by his hefty price tag. Meanwhile, the Cowboys capitalized on the trade to build a dynasty, using the picks acquired from Minnesota to draft future Hall of Famers like Emmitt Smith and Darren Woodson. The trade ultimately haunted the Vikings. They had sacrificed their future for what many viewed as a single player's disappointing performance, leading to years of mediocrity and further heartbreak. The Herschel Walker trade remains a cautionary tale, a symbol of overreaching and sacrifice in pursuit of glory. The Vikings' failure to reach the Super Bowl after the trade solidified its status as one of the pivotal moments in the franchise's history, while highlighting the unpredictable nature of the NFL and the lengths teams will go to in their quest for greatness. 2000s resurgence. The 2000s marked a pivotal time for the Minnesota Vikings as they attempted to recover from the tumultuous fallout of the Herschel Walker trade and a series of disappointing seasons. With new talent emerging, the team began to construct a formidable offense, highlighted by the drafting of quarterback Dante Culpepper in 1999. Culpepper's arrival injected new life into the franchise, transforming it into a competitive threat once again. Paired with explosive running back Robert Smith and the resurging talents of offensive stars like Randy Moss, the Vikings showcased an exciting brand of football that captured the hearts of fans. In 2000, the Vikings finished with an impressive 11-5 record, securing a playoff berth. However, their postseason dreams were dashed as they fell to the New York Giants in the wild card round. The 2004 season, spearheaded by an incredible performance from Culpepper, saw the Vikings return to prominence. Culpepper shattered records, throwing for over 4,700 yards and 39 touchdowns, solidifying his status as one of the league's elite quarterbacks. The Vikings ended the regular season with an 8-8 record, making the playoffs, only to suffer another disappointing exit in the wild card round against the Packers. Despite these setbacks, the groundwork for success had been laid, and the Vikings looked poised to make a deep playoff run in the coming years. That optimism for future seasons only heightened as the franchise began to focus on rebuilding and refining their roster, signaling the resurgence of a team desperate to reclaim its place in the NFL hierarchy. As the decade progressed, the stage was set for another attempt to break through the Super Bowl barrier, demonstrating the Vikings' enduring resilience amidst their storied history. Hope for the future. As the Minnesota Vikings move forward, there's a growing sense of hope among fans and players alike. The team has built a strong foundation that could finally lead to long-awaited success. The recent changes, including the hiring of new coaching staff, have brought a fresh perspective and new strategies to the team. With promising young talents like Justin Jefferson, who has quickly emerged as one of the league's top wide receivers, alongside established veterans, there is a sense of excitement surrounding the team's potential. Additionally, with a solid array of defensive players, including stars like Eric Kendricks and Harrison Smith, the Vikings have the framework for a competitive squad. The future looks particularly bright, as the Vikings are also expected to have a significant amount of cap space in the upcoming seasons, allowing for strategic additions through the draft and free agency. This flexibility gives the front office the chance to address key positions, not just maintaining, but enhancing the team's performance. The fact that the Vikings have consistently shown resilience in bouncing back from disappointing seasons only adds to this hopeful outlook, as the team has proven that they can compete at a high level. The Minneapolis Miracle and other thrilling moments in recent history remind fans that the Vikings have a unique ability to perform when it matters the most, igniting a passion that fuels optimism. Ultimately, as they gear up for the next season, there remains an air of anticipation for what lies ahead, and fans are eager for the possibility of a Lombardi Trophy. They believe this could be the year that changes everything. The Minnesota Vikings might be known as the best team to never win a Super Bowl, but their story is far from over, filled with potential and a dedicated following. Fans have witnessed incredible highs and devastating lows, yet their passion never wavers. This franchise has seen its share of talent, from legendary players to promising new stars, and the anticipation of what the future holds is palpable. As they navigate through rebuilding phases, mixed with playoff runs, the hopes of a loyal fan base remain alive. The Vikings are poised to make a strong comeback, whether it be with their current roster or through strategic acquisitions. The Super Bowl remains the ultimate goal, and the team's resilience suggests that they are closer than ever to achieving that dream. In the unforgiving landscape of the NFL, the Vikings continue to adapt, they evolve, and they fight for the chance to one day hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Will they finally break the curse in the coming years? Only time will tell, but for now, the franchise is building a bright future while honoring its storied past, and their heartwarming Skol chants can still be heard, echoing through the stands of their home games, waiting for the moment when they can finally celebrate that elusive championship.